So it's been about a month since I updated you guys on my TTT journey. So let's get it. So we just completed our third IVF cycle. This cycle, hands down, has been the best cycle I've ever had. And when I say ever had, I mean IVF cycle, when I did IUI, being diagnosed, surgeries. This cycle has been the best IVF TTC experience I've had in the past 6-7 years of trying to get pregnant. Every monitoring appointment, my numbers just was skyrocketed. It was like I was a rock star. These are the best estrogen and progesterone levels that my body has ever created. So my doctor was proud of me about that. My nurse was proud of me. I was proud of me. It was hands down amazing. The medications part, I think this is the cycle that I finally became comfortable with injections. So that wasn't that bad. I even gave myself a few. We did the retrieval, I forget the date, in October. And they were able to retrieve 12 eggs, which is amazing. If you follow my journey, then you know for them to retrieve 12 eggs, that is the best news ever. Out of those 12, 6 fertilized, which was, when they called me and told me that I had 6, all of them was growing, all of them looked wonderful, all of them was fertilized. I was in the middle of Old Navy, and I just started jumping up and down. Like, I was so excited. So it came time for my transfer. The day of transfer, my doctor called and she said I had 2 that was at blast, but she wanted them to, to wait another day. So she rescheduled for the following day. The morning of my transfer, my doctor called. She told me both eggs was at the blastocyst. They was at the highest grade, and the other 4 will be put in the freezer. So since she said the other 4 looked good, everything was great, and they were going in the freezer, my wife and I decided to transfer the 2. And so we transferred the 2. The 2-week wait was the most stressful 2-week wait I've had on this journey because I've experienced every pregnancy symptom. I tried my hardest to feel like, okay, I know some of the medications can make me feel like this. This is medication, but I experienced every single side effect. I was nauseous. It was kind of like morning sickness. I would just randomly get nauseous. I was sensitive to smell. I was really tired. I had headaches. I had lower back pain. It was a roller coaster ride. So in my heart, I just knew it was going to be a positive. I don't know. I just knew it was going to be a positive. And then the day before I had to go in and take my beta, all of a sudden my body felt like I was about to come on my period or something, and I just knew that it was going to be a negative. Went and took my beta. Unfortunately, it was a negative. When you this journey is probably the hardest journey that anybody can go on. And it's even harder when you know that as a woman, this is supposed to be something that you automatically is supposed to be able to do. You a female, you're supposed to just get pregnant, and it doesn't happen. Over time, those negatives takes pieces of you. So this time it took me a little time to post because I had to digest all of this. And if the negative wasn't the worst part, my insurance is, my IVF and fertility coverage is supposed to be up to $100,000. Right now, I'm not even at 25,000. I think I'm like under 20. My insurance is telling me that was my third and final IVF. So I'm currently going through that whole process of fighting that. So it's like I had to deal with the negative, and then I had to also deal with the possibility of having to just say, that's it. My insurance, they said, well, you can do up to 6 IUIs. If IUIs work, I wouldn't be in the IVF realm. So that's that. If I could find a way to allow myself to do IVF again, we would have to pay for it out of pocket, basically. My fertility clinic, Shady Grove, does have plenty of programs that will cover the cost. Like, I think one is kind of like a loan. You pay it off. You pay on it every month. I think it's like a share cost program, something like that. But together, you and your partner cannot make over $90,000 a year, because if you make over $90,000 a year, they figure you can afford it. I'm almost positive my wife and I make over 90 a year joined. So that's that. I was so devastated. I asked my doctor, hey, is there anything wrong with me? Like, this is my third IVF. Shady Grove tells you, oh, I can guarantee you'll be pregnant by your third cycle. That's not happening for me. So is it something wrong with me? Is it something wrong with my eggs? Is it like, what's the problem? And all my doctor can say is no, it's no problem. But she wants me to go in on Friday to do another HSG, because she's thinking that maybe the scar tissue that I have is no longer on the outer part of my body, well, on the outer part of my tubes, but she think it might have grown inside, and she think my right tube is completely blocked. And if my right tube is completely blocked, then it's over for me. I can't try anymore. So trying to deal with that, it's just hard. This time I just needed time. And I kind of feel like me being able to deal with my emotions with all of this was kind of ripped from me, because instead of just dealing with this, I had to also deal with family issues. Issues with my mom, issue with my sister, especially with my mom. I think it was the day before my egg retrieval. If you ever had an egg retrieval, you know that when your eggs get a certain size, it becomes painful. She called me because, of course, she needed something. And she asked me what's wrong, and I told her, and she basically cursed me out for trying to conceive. Told me I need to give up. Told me I'm dumb. I need to just accept the fact that my doctor years ago messed my body up. I just need to let it go. I need to stop investing so much money into this when I can be investing more into the family, and so on and so on and so on. And that hurt me deep. Because I don't understand why my mom just can't be supportive with me. It's like no matter all of the other accomplishments I've had in my life, the fact that I'm gay is such a huge disappointment for her that overshadows everything. And yeah, it's just crazy because before I came out the closet, well, let me rephrase that. Before she accepted that this is what it is, every chance she got, she would ask me, when are you going to get pregnant? When are you going to have more kids? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? Back then, you know, I went through my phase where I didn't want a relationship, so I was just dating and sexing. Protected, but that's what I was doing. So the fact that I wasn't married didn't matter to her. She just wanted a grandbaby. She just wanted more grandchildren. But now that I'm married, and I'm married to a woman, her stand on it is I need to give up and let it go because I'm wasting my time. So I couldn't really like deal with what I'm going through emotionally because other stuff was like overshadowing that. And this is a situation where sometimes you just want to be by yourself and you want to be alone, and you just want to be able to grieve, and I can't do that right now because we have house guests, and I don't like crying in front of people, and I don't like being emotional in front of people. I just like to be in my own space. So it's hard. And after doing this for so long, it becomes more difficult to see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it makes you start to question, like, is she right? Should I just give up? It's exhausting. And to not know what the issue is, to have all of these doctors for years tell me, oh, IVF is the only thing going to work for you, and it not work, and nobody knows why. To have doctors for years say, oh, have this surgery and you could do IUI, or have this surgery and you can get pregnant naturally, or do this. Basically all of them should have just said, listen, we don't know what's wrong with your body, but let us just cut you open and hopefully we can figure it out, because that's how I feel. It's like every day since getting the negative and having my insurance call me, and then have my doctor call me and say I have to go through a whole nother HSG so we could try to figure out a game plan. I've just been walking around not okay. And I think it's hard for people to accept that I'm not okay. And sometimes when you go through this fertility thing, people just think you're just supposed to be appreciative for what you have, and I really am. And people think it's supposed to just be easy. You're not supposed to have any emotion about it. You're just supposed to be like, oh, okay, it's a negative, and then put a smile on your face and go skip through rainbows and sunflower bushes like the commercials. And that just doesn't happen. Honestly, I'm not okay. And I don't know when or how long is it going to take me to be okay? And yeah, so that's my TTC update. It's really difficult. I'm 36 years old. I've been going through a lot since my mid-20s. I've had miscarriages. I've been in situations where you go to the doctor one day and it's a heartbeat and the next day is not. I've had a stillborn. I've had so many surgeries. I've been through a lot. And to be at this place and not know what the problem is, I am not okay. And I think that's okay. It's perfectly okay to not be okay. And I just need to figure out a way to try to allow myself to not be okay so that then I can fix this. So yeah. My HSG is Friday. I will maybe vlog that day, and I definitely will let you all know that evening how it goes. But that is my update. I do not know if we will do another cycle yet. I don't know if it's going to be a medicated IUI cycle. I don't know if we have to just completely give up. But I'll keep you posted. But I'm hoping that my tube is not blocked, and I'm hoping we can push forward, and maybe it could be a situation of maybe we can utilize my wife's eggs. I don't know, but that's what I'm hoping for. So until Friday, bye.